Hey YouTubers and lovers of budget cars and bikes, welcome back to another review. Well, I say review loosely because this is more like a recap, shall we say. If you've been following my channel for a while, or if you've been a subscriber, you'll know I've already actually reviewed two of these Speed Triple 1050 Triumphs. But I just wanted to let you know, I mean, it's going to be a short video because I just wanted to let you know and show you this incredible bike that I've picked up. Let me just get out of this traffic a minute. It's a very crisp January morning down here in Cornwall. But as I said, I picked this up over the winter because it was cheap, basically. The guy needed the money, typical scenario, and as I've said in previous videos, get them in the winter, keep hold of them, sell them in the summer for a little bit more money if you can, kind of thing. Have a little bit of fun on them. And you know I love my Speed Triples, you know I love my Triumphs generally speaking, and the 1050 Speed Triple is one of my favourites. I've had a black one and I've had a white one. Most recently, check my videos out for reviews on those, proper reviews. This is just going to be just to show you what somebody did to this bike. Now, this is a 2011 with just over 11,000 miles on it. But it was a special order. I mean, anybody that knows anything about Triumph, no, they don't actually make a Speed Triple 1050 in purple. They make a Street Triple in the 675, I think it is, in purple, but they don't make the Speed Triple 1050 in purple. It just doesn't exist. So what, apparently, I mean, I got a hold of Triumph. I've called them and I emailed them, and I really wanted to get to the bottom of it because on the logbook, it's never had a colour change, and on the HPI check, it's never had a colour change. So I'm thinking, well, if it's never had a colour change, this must have been the colour it had before it was registered. So it turns out that the guy that originally ordered this bike, it came in Phantom Black, and he ordered it, and when it got to the dealer, the idea was that the dealer was going to arrange to get it resprayed in this purple, the same Triumph purple as the Street Triple, before it was registered. So that's why it's like this, and it's never had a colour change. It was originally done by the Triumph dealer in Romford for the client, and then it was registered, so it's always been purple. And you'll never see another one. I mean, you'll see another one if someone's bought a Speed Triple 1050 and had it resprayed themselves, but it'll say on the logbook, colour change, etc, etc. But this is, on the logbook, purple, never changed, so it is probably the only one in the country, maybe even in the world, that's been registered as purple when it came out of the factory in that respect. Anyway, I'm glad I got that out of the way because it was confusing me, as I said. Now, this is a very subjective bike. You've got to love purple, obviously, to get into this bike. I mean, I almost didn't buy it, then I almost did, then I almost didn't. And in the end, I thought, fuck it, let's just go for it. Because it looked so incredible. I mean, the extras on here are just ridiculous. Carbon fibre all the way around, all in colour-matched purple, as you can see. The rear hugger, colour-matched carbon purple. The chain guard. The belly pan wasn't, which I'm glad because it would have been a bit overkill. But the radiator covers, again, colour matched purple. The infills here, the fork covers there, I suppose you'd call them, and there's a fender extender just at the back there as well, all colour matched purple. And again, the infills there. The guy obviously had a GoPro because it's got a GoPro mount here, and a DIN socket there for power as well. Maybe to keep the power on the GoPro, but you can use one of those adapters like I did on my BMW GS 1200 if you want. I mean, I'll put a link up in the card somewhere up here, then you can obviously have a look at how that works. And it's got RNG bungs or sliders, crash protectors effectively in that respect. What else? It's got the colour matched rear seat cowl, which is a bit of a quandary to me because normally this bubbling that you can see here, I'm hoping the camera will pick it up, but there's all sorts of little bubbles. They're actually in the paint, and normally that happens on Triumphs on the tank because of the ethanol, although we don't use ethanol in this country, I don't believe. But generally speaking, I mean, there's a tiny little bubble there, a tiny little bubble there, but here it's absolutely covered in these little bubbles, which is quite strange because normally it happens on the petrol tank. Some kind of interaction with the petrol makes that happen. He's also got a tail tidy on there with it's the RNG tail tidy with the Triumph, proper Triumph LED indicators as well. I mean, you can see the engine is just immaculate. It's like it's just come out the factory. You know, I've never seen a bike this bloody clean, apart from perhaps the Ducati, because that was bloody clean. He's got some tasteful wheel decals on there for all my subscribers that hate me putting decals on the wheels, and he's also got a hub cover protector thing there, and I think there's another one on that side, and I believe, no, maybe not, I thought that there was fork sliders as well, but there's not. Braided hoses, obviously, for the brakes, which means, I mean, this thing stops on a button anyway. You know that from my previous reviews. But with the braided lines as well, I mean, it's just ridiculously good. And black anodized, shall I say, rear brake reservoir, and the front brake reservoir as well. It's got the Triumph alarm with 3 fobs. It's got 2 keys. I mean, this was just stupidly not to buy it. The only thing that he hasn't changed, which I think is a bit odd, is the mirrors. Now, over the winter, I managed to pick up a pair of the proper Triumph bar end mirrors, the kind of oblong ones, and I was going to stick them on here, but because they're about 150 quid a set, I'm going to keep them, because I know if I sell them with the bike, I'm going to then I'll end up buying something else, and I wish I kept them. So I'll put them in when I sell this, as in, like, you can have them for the right price kind of thing, or I'll just keep them for another project, I think, in that respect. But as I said, this isn't a necessarily review on the Triumph Speed Triple 1050. It's just I wanted to show you this incredible bike, and also it's got the tank infills there in colour match carbon, which I keep forgetting about. Yeah, I just wanted to show you this very special bike, this purple, which isn't a factory colour, but it is, kind of thing. And he also didn't change the levers. Bit of an odd one. Maybe it was a work in progress. That screen's obviously not stock, and that badge isn't supposed to be there either. And I have noticed today that it's got a bloody great crack right in that light there. I mean, they're only about 50 quid to get another one anyway, so I'm not going to worry. I'm hoping it doesn't affect the MOT, because that's where I'm off to now, hence why I'm out on my first winter January ride in about 30 fucking years, because I don't do winter riding. Excuse my language, by the way, for those who may get offended. But my first winter ride in January for God knows how many years, decades, because I don't do it, I'm a fair weather biker. But it needs an MOT. I mean, I bought it cheap because it had no MOT, and it was the middle of winter and the guy needed the money. Simple as that. He was selling 3 of his bikes. I mean, I didn't take advantage of that. I just offered him what I thought the bike was worth for me to take a chance on and then MOT it, because when you buy something without an MOT, unless you're a mechanic, you never know what's going to be wrong with it. And it has got a bit of a steering, not wobble, but it kind of tips in more to the right than left, which could be like it was on my Speed Triple 955i, the red one, which again I'll put a link card just up here for you to have a look at that review if you're interested. Yeah, it tips in a bit too hard on the right. It's always kind of dragging you in, which I think is probably just tyre pressure, because that's exactly what it was on the Speed Triple 955i. Anyway, that's it really. I've also got the Arrow exhaust as well, and it's a full system, a full Arrow stainless system there as well. I know it is because I've got the original in the box which he gave me. So that's more money, and a private plate, which I've actually just realised I've got the wrong number plate on here, because the private plate is different. This shouldn't even be on it. So I've got to go home now and change that. It's a good job I mentioned it. Anyway, as I said, this isn't a review necessarily. I just wanted to show you this incredible bike, and let you see, you know, what I picked up over the winter. I'm going to sell it because I've had 3 of them now, and although I love them, I've experienced it. So, you know, I want to move on to other things. But, as I said, I wanted to show you how stunning this bike was in purple, if you've ever considered one. Anyway, if you haven't subscribed, then do so, please, and give the video a thumbs up if you could. Any questions, drop it in the comments section below. If you've got any comments on this or anything I've mentioned, drop it in the comments section. Always good to read them, and I will reply the same day normally. So, again, if you haven't subscribed, then do so. I do try to get a video out every month. And cars and bikes, basically. So this is the first kind of review for 2020. There'll be plenty more coming for some very special stuff, so look out for that. Anyway, take care. I hope you had a great New Year's, and I will see, well, you'll see me in the next video. All right, take care, guys.